It's Edgecumbe News. Come on, tell your friends. We're going to go watch Edgecumbe News with Sam and Doug and Con and Corbin. And then there's Forrest too. It's Edgecumbe News.
Good afternoon, historians, and welcome to this week's broadcast of the Cutting Edge News. I'm your host, Sam Clark, and here is this week's top story. On Monday, the Alaska State House of Representatives passed a gun measure that declares all guns and ammunition owned by Alaskans to be exempt from future federal gun laws. This also subjects federal agents to criminal charges if they try to enforce any future ban on semi-automatic weapons or ammunition.
We were working on the bill before President Obama came out with his 23 EOs that he signed into law. And, you know, I've had meetings with numerous people in my district, and I've heard from people all across the state. They're concerned about the federal government trampling the rights of our Second Amendment. And, you know, this is not new to, it may be new to Alaska, but other states, Wyoming, I think Texas, I think Mississippi, maybe Wisconsin, and others either have passed something similar or are looking at it. And you know, the people in my district and other districts around the state, especially since the bill was introduced, a lot of the emails that we're receiving are positive emails of people wanting to make sure that the federal government doesn't trample the rights of gun owners. So
what do you think about House Bill 69, Mount Edgecumbe? Let me know at samuel.clark@mehs.us. In this last week, 80 well-known Republicans have signed a legal brief arguing that gays and lesbians have the constitutional right to marry. Signers of the brief include top advisors to George W. Bush, the former president, 4 former governors, and 2 members of Congress. This document will be submitted to the Supreme Court in support of striking down Proposition 8, a California ballot initiative barring same-sex marriage, and all other similar bans, including the Federal Defense of Marriage Act. And now, we go to Con Overcast and Corbin Storms with the weather.
Thanks, Sam. Your abbreviated 7-day forecast is...
Poop.
Crap.
Poop.
Crap.
Sunny.
Crap.
Poop.
Back to you, Sam.
Thanks, Con and Corbin. Earlier this month, scientists were asking for help on naming 2 of Pluto's moons, formerly known as P4 and P5, through an online vote at plutorocks.com. People could vote on their names from a list, or they can add their own. The only requirements were that they were to be from Greek or Roman mythology, to remain in line with Pluto's 3 previously discovered moons, Nix, Chiron, and Hydra. The top vote, reaching a total of 174,062 votes, was Vulcan. Yes, Vulcan, the home planet of Star Trek Spock. But Vulcan is not just the only fictional world in Star Trek universe. It's also the name of the Roman god of fire in Roman mythology. These votes do not mean that P4 will end up being called Vulcan. However, it will be recommended to the International Astronomical Union, the organization responsible for naming the moons. The IAU will take the results into consideration, but ultimately they have the final say in the consideration of what the tiny moons will be called. Douglas McClanahan is out today. He had knee surgery yesterday, so he will not be broadcasting Swag News this week. Get well, Doug. We all miss you. And now, we go to Forest Strict with sports.
Thanks, Sam. All right, first I want to talk about how our boys basketball teams did yesterday. C-Team, JV, and Varsity all played yesterday, and we swept all games. So good job to them. Way to represent Mount Edgecumbe High School. And Varsity, our boys varsity team, beat Sitka's Varsity on senior night for the first time this season, so good job to them. And don't forget to watch our Lady Braves play in Sitka tonight. It's Battle of the Bridge, so don't forget to be there. Show your colors. Thanks, Sam, and back to you.
Thanks, Forrest. Mr. Fitzgibbon's 3rd period U.S. history class was treated to a special treat in the Coliseum Theater last week. Supported by MEHS and backed by Mr. Goulet, they were able to watch the award-winning new movie, Lincoln. Here's what the class thought of the movie.
I felt incredibly fortunate to have an opportunity to see the movie with 13 young men and women from Mount Edgecumbe High School.
Abe Lincoln is a cool guy, and I'm happy the motion passed, and I'm sad that he died.
The voting was the exciting part for me, because it was all happy and sad at the same time. That was quite interesting.
That was pretty interesting. Pretty historical. Learned a lot.
was all pretty surprising to me. I've never really seen it that way.
I thought the movie was very touching, gave you a feeling that you were there. And what I found so surprising was that there were more people for abolishing slavery. I thought there'd be more people opposed to it. It was a great movie.
I like the movie now because I now know who to give a lot of respect, and I didn't know much history about Mr. Lincoln. And I didn't know a lot of people backed him up and gave him a lot of effort to help him out too, so I thought that was pretty cool and gave me a lot more knowledge in history.
It was very good.
I thought the movie was very informative on the recap of the 13 minutes. That was very nice. Thank you, Mr. Drouet.
This was an amazing experience to get a chance to go in, see the theater right on. Thanks,
Thank
Mr.
you, Mr.
Drouet.
Drouet.
History.
Words cannot describe how horrifyingly creepy this creature is. So, if you feel like you're going to be squeamish, please look away now. I'm sorry, that scared me. This is way too horrifying for this show. Please, just go on to the next clip. That's better. Now, as you can see, this creature here has been pulled from the New Jersey River last week and has gained some internet fame through the website Reddit. Some biologists believe that this is an abnormally large sea lamprey, an aggressive species of freshwater parasite that feeds on indigenous fish by attaching to them and sucking their blood until death. Other experts believe that because this picture does not show the side view of the creature, that they are unable to determine whether or not it has the 7 gill openings that are unique to lamprey. It could also be that this is just a sea monster and there's a lot more of them lurking in the water. Probably not, though. And finally today, we have intern Anthony Lekanoff getting my coffee creamer after it fell out of the window. Thank you for watching the news broadcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Now before I go, I'm going to answer a question that I've received recently. Sam, what exactly are you wearing under that news desk? Are you wearing slacks? Or are you wearing jeans? Sweatpants maybe? Or nothing at all? Now I'm here, Mount Edgecumbe, to tell you, I rock khakis. Now if you have any questions or comments, no matter how silly, please email me at samuel.clark@mehs.us. Stay classy, Mount Edgecumbe. Have a nice day.